Hi, startup enthusiast, fellow entrepreneurs. Welcome to the Startup Show, the India's first video podcasting series for the founders and trailblazers on a mission to share their experience and learnings. So we are here to unlearn a new concepts of marketing, growth, productivity hacks, and many more, which are latest strategies they are implementing. So for today's discussion, we have a very special guest. Okay, so like for everyone, they started off from ground zero, and we are happy to give you the best strategies they are working on. So today we have Mr. Volkan Kaya, the CEO and founder of Versoly, here on this discussion, all the way from UK to discuss about his growth strategies, his productivity hacks, everything on this call right now. So discussing about Versoly, how and what it is, let's directly ask him what Versoly is and how it works and how it helps the people, how it solves the problem. So thank you, Mr. Volkan, for joining this call.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So just I directly want to ask you the question like why, how, and what is Versoly?
So what Versoly is a SaaS landing page builder and website builder. Why we built it, I just don't think the problem's been solved yet. So there's a bunch of like ways to build websites, but they're all suboptimal. So you have like WordPress, but you then have to deal with hosting it yourself, plugin health and security, and then you have other solutions like Webflow, but you have to be a designer really to create something that looks nice in there. So it's just, yeah, I just wanted to solve this problem for SaaS companies really.
Okay. So what is the customer acquisition strategy you're working on right now?
So the main way we acquire customers is just going into niche forums like indie hackers or Facebook groups. So that's our current growth strategy.
Okay. And how do you evaluate the product market fit for Versoly?
So there's a guy from Suboom, I think the CEO, and he has like a survey he sends out, which is basically how disappointed would you be if this product didn't exist. So it's like very disappointed, somewhat disappointed, and not disappointed at all. So if you get 40% of people saying very disappointed, that's how he sees product market fit. And that's basically what I base it on. We don't send the surveys out as much as I see from users' responses. So if a lot of users are telling us it's amazing, then that's how I see it at the moment.
Okay. And I believe so the the launch activities, like what are the best channels do you use, or how did you launch your product? What all strategies did you work on it to launch the product?
So basically, Product Hunt is the place to go for us because there's a lot of technical people on there, a lot of people
Okay.
making SaaS companies. So that's where we went.
So just product hunt. Is there any other channels like LinkedIn or Facebook communities? Like you can find a lot of
Um,
people, right? So why just product hunt?
so yeah, we also tried other places like BetaList that gave us about 300 views, but no conversions. Facebook
Okay.
groups have been a bit odd. So I put a lot of time in there, but I haven't seen any conversions come from Facebook groups, which has been, yeah, a bit disappointing. Indie Hackers has been our best group because there's a lot of like-minded people who are developers. They might not be designers and they just want to get a quick landing
Okay.
page up.
Okay.
So yeah,
So can you just tell me like how did you started off using indie hackers? Because there are very less people actually knows about indie hackers and how it helps. Even there are people who started to know more about product hunt, but why indie hackers and how does it help to launch a product or to give feedbacks or user experience through indie hacker?
yeah. So that's a great question. It's a very niche community. It's mainly developers. So if you're a developer and you're into starting a business and maybe not venture backed, but you want to start a business that can make give you a good lifestyle, that's the indie hacker community. You got to invest a lot of time there, so it's not something you just do. It's something that's like a lifestyle or such. Yeah, you go there, invest a lot of time, and you get rewarded heavily for that. So these guys will upvote my stuff a lot. Like they're very helpful in terms of that.
So hello. Uh,
Hello.
1, 2, 3, start.
Yeah. So Wait, could you repeat the question?
Okay. So,
Uh,
so as I was saying, like you suggested that you tried hacks apart from product and you tried indie hackers. Like, so my
oh
question
yeah.
is like, why did you choose indie hacker as a place where you wanted to launch and wanted to ask for the user experience? Why specifically indie hackers, and what hacks did you try? What strategy did you try?
Hmm. So yeah, Indie Hackers has a really great community. Like if you spend a lot of time there, the community is small enough that people will recognize you. So they also added milestones. So if you're well known, you can post the milestone, which means so if you post a product hunt milestone, people will upvote your product hunt launch as well. So it's like combines really well.
Okay.
Um,
So I recently just found, I just saw the recent launch by Indie Hackers. They just launched recently some new updates about community in product, and I just signed in. Yet there was a lot of places, there are a lot of things to explore. Like what particularly, if I'm a new person into this community, what things I should do to grow in Indie Hackers?
so I'd find posts that interest you either from you learn something from that post and comment, or you can teach something. That's the best way. If you
Okay.
think you have something to teach as well, you can make a post. And if it resonates with the community, they'll upvote it and they'll give you feedback on the post.
Okay, got it, got it. So thank you. That's so that was actually, I just wanted more into interest to try different hacks and all. So like my question for Versoly, like the for Versoly is like, how many people are actually working in Versoly right now?
It's just me and my co-founder.
Okay.
It seems to be lagging again, very bad.
Okay. Great. Great. And is it a bootstrapping project you're working on right now? And how long did you start? Can you hear me?
It's very, very laggy, man.
Um, I I'm
That's no.
uh, So as I was asking you, Vulcan, like, so you and your co-founder has started this initiative, right? So how did you come up with this concept? Like, is it some use case you faced when you were trying out something, or it just came out of by considering or getting the request from other people's? How did you start it off?
So I had a SaaS before this, and I had this exact problem. So I had to decide between what to use. So there was like WordPress templates, and then there was other page builders, but all of
Okay.
them felt limited. So I was stuck with templates.
Uh,
That SaaS company failed, and then I was looking around for ideas, and then this one just jumped out saying this is a big problem. There's tens of
okay.
thousands of SaaS companies and growing.
Okay. And what stage is in Versoly right now?
So we've got paying customers. We've got like above 10 paying customers. It's growing
Okay.
faster every month, so it's pretty nice.
Nice, nice, nice. So the MRR, what are the next plans to improve the MRRs or improve the paying customers? Like how are you going to plan it out?
So we're working on improving conversion. So we have actually very good traffic. We have thousands of visitors to the site a month, which is unusual for our stage of
Okay.
company. However, the conversions are low, so we're working on that. To do that, we're like working on onboarding, better onboarding, and yeah, videos as well inside the app.
Okay. So my question is, by like you said, you have a lot of traffic, right? So if you have a lot of traffic, then why so much dropouts, and why how many signups? What is the ratio of, like, what is the percentage of signups from the that of traffic?
Okay, so yeah, so visitor to demo is 20%, demo
Okay.
to sign up. So we don't require anyone to sign up to actually use the app, which is like that tripled. I know that tripled it. So we went from about 6 to 7% up to
Uh-huh.
20% just by removing the sign up, which was very cool. I
Okay.
recommend trying that out. And then so demo to sign up's about 11 or 12%,
Uh-huh.
and then sign up to paid's around 5%. And we think we can like double the demo to sign up, and then
Okay.
4x the sign up to paid, which is like an 8x improvement in our conversions. So that's the lowest hanging fruit for us.
Okay. So basically, the demos are working quite very well.
Yeah.
So, like, what are the next updates you're going to try out? Like, what are the next strategy you're going to try out, which is going to get you more signups for the product?
So yeah, so when users actually put their email in, we're not doing any like email marketing, and we're not keeping them
Okay.
up to date. So that's what we plan on doing. We plan on sending them updates of the features we've added or stuff like that, like landing page improvement tips. So we think that will increase our conversions a lot.
Okay, great, great, great. That's amazing. So, and apart from this, like, what other productivity tools which you used to, get your work done? Like, for example, Trello or Slack, or what are the other platforms do you use to, motivate to work, or do you find amazing products?
Basically, Trello. Trello is like simple enough for me to get in there, make checklists, put links in there for me and my co-founder to click around. And then
Okay,
we also use Discord, so it's similar to Slack, but it's a bit more. I find it a lot more user friendly.
okay. So, apart from that, what kind of tools are you looking forward to work with?
On the road, like I'd like to try Notion. A lot of people are really enjoying that. So if I do seem to outgrow Trello, then Notion's probably one of the first things I'll test out.
Okay, great, 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 amazing. So, considering Versoly, this is something interesting question I just wanted to ask. Considering the Versoly, what stage it is right now. So, what are the how you're going to disrupt other startups or other companies, or what are the plans to, compete other competitors in the market?
So yeah, I believe there's there was a unbundling of SaaS applications. So there's different software for landing pages, pop-ups, analytics, like feature requests, and all of this. So I think they're all going to be bundled up. And me and my co-founder moved very, very fast compared to other companies. So that's how I think we're going to disrupt the SaaS space.
Awesome, awesome. So, how are you going to grow for the coming years? What are the plans for Versoly? Like, is there any plans to raise funds since you are started to get paid customers, right? So that's a very good sign of proving that you are getting into the competitive market. So, considering that fact, that how you're going to do the next process of raising the fund, or are you guys going to still continue it in a bootstrapping project, or is it going to be another trailblazing project?
So we're only going to raise so there was a company called Front and they raised about 58 million, I believe, from just
Okay.
like CEOs and people who are like deeply invested. So that's the only way we'd do it if we found, say, SaaS founders who wanted
Okay.
to invest in a company. So we'd probably find like 20 of them. And then that would be like a perfect round because they wouldn't expect us to like grow really fast.
Okay.
So that would be the best way.
Okay. Fine. That's great. So, what are the next 6 months milestones you are looking ahead for this year?
So boost conversions, bring a lot more customers in. We'll do that most likely once we've got conversion. We can start running Facebook ads, Quora ads, Reddit ads
Okay.
would be the goal, and then more product launches.
What are the 6 months plan ahead you're looking for, and what are the changes you're going to make in your product? Have you what is the most strongest point? What is the most strongest selling point for your product?
So yeah, the plan 6 months is basically improve conversions and then start running ads. We'll most likely test a few different platforms like Facebook, Reddit,
Okay.
and Quora seem to be the most attractive.
Okay, great, great. What was the biggest learning you had from this experience since founding Versoly from ground zero? Let's say from square one, you started this off. So, what was the biggest challenge you faced while you were working on this project?
So the biggest learning was basically making sure you have a way to get to your audience. So in my first project, I didn't really have a way to get to my audience because my audience before were developers in my previous SaaS. I had no way of contacting them, and I had no real interest of finding of doing that as such. But at this time, I already knew where all the SaaS founders hang out because I was on Indie Hackers and I was in Facebook groups and I listened to their podcasts. So that was the biggest learning. Yeah.
And what would be the best advice you want to give to the young entrepreneurs or other founders who are developing new products or new projects or different concepts right now? So what would be the best advice you want to give when you're working on a product like this, or when you're making a SaaS product? What are the advices you want to give, and what needs to be done?
Yeah, most founders I've spoke to just don't do enough customer research. So you have two ways of doing that. Either you can build an audience and talk to them that way, or you can do cold emails and sales. You have to do one of them basically. So that's what I recommend. It's very hard, especially if you're a developer, but you pretty much have to do that.
Okay, so there should be a proper research on what kind of like audiences you are looking for, or the target audiences, basically, right?
Yeah, basically, you want to ask your target audience what they want in a product.
Okay.
That's better, and you
So
can
how
only
did
do that
you
through
do
two
it?
ways.
So what did
So,
you do it to work it out?
so I was just in Indie Hackers, and every day people were
Uh-huh.
asking for like landing page advice. So I'd go in there and I'd give them a bunch of advice because I'd been studying landing pages for 3 months. I'd
Okay.
go in, write 10 bullet points of how they can improve their landing pages, what they should be thinking about, and then I'd ask them 3 questions, such as, did you look at like I knew what they built it with, so I'd be like, okay, so you built this with WordPress. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Did you look at any other builders? What pain points did you have? And that
Okay.
gave me a lot of data. So I did that too. So I got 2 answers every day for months, and all that data just basically allowed me to understand the market very well.
Okay, that's amazing. So thank you. This was a really great call. I really love to look forward to see a lot of things coming from Versoly at the same time. So thank you so much, Volkan, for your time. So thank you for joining this podcast. So this is Mr. Volkan Faya, the founder and CEO of Versoly. If you guys haven't checked out what is Versoly, I will drop the links down below. Please do check it out. You can find different kinds of landing page, and why he started it off is absolutely in that website itself. So go check it out, because it's going to be an amazing experience for Versoly as well. So if you want to reach out to him as well, I will also leave the social tags in the description. You can reach out through him through Facebook, because he's very active, and that's how I reached out to him. So yes, moving ahead. So please make sure to subscribe, comment, and like, and always happy to hear feedbacks. Are always happy to hear more stories of other founders as well. So you can always reach out to me on LinkedIn, is where I mostly spend my time, and also in Facebook. So thank you so much, guys. So would you like to add anything to this call to make it really special?
Yeah, if anyone wants to reach out, they can find me on like Facebook or Twitter, as you said. Just DM me, and I'll help you out with your landing pages or ideas or any technical issues as well. So,
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Versoly. So that's it.